Hello, rejects, and welcome to the channel today. My name is KrimelCrungy, and today we're going to be looking at some brand new Darktide news. So I know I am a little late to the party, but if you guys are a Darktide fanboy like me, you know, there's some pretty big news. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So first things first, I'm going to be talking about a lot of things in this video. So if you guys just feel free to skip around any of the parts, you know, I'll have it marked and everything. Yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. So first things first was the closed beta results. Now, I actually got into the closed beta. The gameplay in the background isn't mine because I actually forgot to record the whole time when I was playing through the closed beta, which was like really stupid of me, but you know, it's whatever, right? So let's talk about the closed beta results. So first off, we got the top maps played. So Magistrati, Obludeuati, I obviously butchered that, and then Chasm, Power Matrix, and Smelter Complex. I think Smelter Complex was last because I remember everyone failed that one. I went in that one with like 4 people. Always failed it every time. We tried doing it on like the 3rd difficulty, and right when we had to get past the big fire smelters, we'd all die. It was like that every time. The average playtime was 208 minutes, which is right around 3.5 hours, so that's pretty good for a closed beta that really didn't have that much content. Outside of, you know, you could play through all the different classes, but that was pretty much it. Obviously, top 3 weapons, I was surprised. Number 1 was the Orgryn Club? Like, what? Okay, with most kills. Then, of course, we have the Infantry Las Gun, and then we have the Katchan, Devil's Claw Sword. So it's pretty cool. And then the most common planet was also Cadia, with the most played class being the Veteran. I thought it was going to be Orgryn, but hey, you know what? That's fine. And then, obviously, it's got player deaths. 200,055 people fell off a ledge. I fell off a ledge and died as well. There's also most common crime, dereliction of duty. I didn't pick that one. And then total Ordo Ducats gained 1.4 million with a mission win rate of 67%. So right above 50%. So that's actually pretty good. And then success on highest difficulty was 4. So obviously, you know, your tryhards went ahead and played through that. But yeah, the closed beta was really fun. I had a really fun time playing through it, and I thought it was just great. It's awesome. I'm hyped. I mainly played through as the Psyker. My brother played a lot of the Sharpshooter. You know, we just played co-op together through the whole thing. The quips and everything was really fun. But let's get on to the other news that they were talking about. So the really big thing is they announced that they said, in quotes, "So with that in mind, we want to invite anyone who pre-orders or has already pre-ordered the game an opportunity to play Darktide as part of a pre-launch beta period starting November 17th. This is a chance to start playing the game early, but it will also be critical to helping us fine-tune the game before launch on November 30th. Finally, let me say that we're blown away by the positive response to Darktide. Thank you for the support." So, this is pretty big. We are getting a pre-launch beta on November 17th, so right about in, I think that's 2.5 weeks from now, because today's the 30th as me recording this. And there might be more details on this by the time this is uploaded. I'm unsure, but that's pretty hype that we're getting a full beta pre-launch if you pre-order the game previously, or if you pre-order it before the game launches out. You'll get access to the pre-launch beta, and this goes on for about 2.5 weeks as well. So that's pretty awesome. So only thing we don't know is how much content's going to be opened up. I don't really know if they're going to do like a half-baked game, or it's going to be like they give us a certain version of it, or if it's like the pre-launch version with locked features. I don't really know. And a lot of people were talking about cross-save. Now there's a potential of cross-save, that it crosses saves over from the beta to the full game. I think that would be dope, but I don't think they're gonna do it. They haven't said anything on it. It's been talked about in the Discord. They have not said anything on it, and a lot of people are like really confused. They're like, come on, please let us cross save, please let us cross save. And I think it would be really awesome, but there's been no talk about it. And the only reason why I think they're not gonna do it is because I feel like they're still gonna lock features off, like certain things, and I don't know, is there gonna be intro cutscenes, is there gonna be a bit of a story, or are you just gonna be playing through missions? Like, I don't know how the game's gonna start in a sense. So if they're doing it as like a stress test, graphical and bug test, then I could see them not pushing it out all the way, but I don't really know off the top of my head how that's gonna work. I mean, I think it would be cool for them to cross save, but I got a feeling they're not going to do that. But I don't mind it, you know, because I love the game. You know, I'll grind my character back up to level 16 or whatever. And who knows, maybe we'll get rewards for playing in pre-launch, right, Fat Shark, right? Oh, that'd be awesome. So, yeah. Okay, so the next thing is the leaked weapons list. So this was actually over on a Reddit post. So basically on this Reddit post, this guy got this like menu to pop up. He said he got a bug that showed him all the insignias, which seems to confirm the existence of certain guns. So it's not really leaked. It's like a bug with stuff that's already in the game. Everyone's saying it's leaked, and this is all over the official Discord that Fat Shark has for Darktide. So it's not like it's hidden or like content you can't show. But from the insignias, I'm assuming, you know, character insignias, what are they, like achievements or something you earn for using certain weapons? I mean, I don't really know what that's going to be, but from the looks of it, this is what they're saying we have. So a long-barreled las gun, we're thinking a long las hell gun maybe, looks pretty sick. Obviously the orgryn shield that was showed off in the orgryn gameplay. We got a plasma gun, you know, the orgryn club, we've seen that. And they said some sort of noise maker. It looks like, you know, a big kind of gun. People are thinking it's a sonic weapon. We don't really know what that is. Obviously, las pistol, melta gun. There's a Krieg pattern las gun. A lot of people are saying this gun's going to function a lot different than the regular one. Akatran pattern las gun. And then obviously the auto gun for orgryn. There's a flamer, a cutlass, a bolter with a Godwin pattern, an auto gun in las gun variations, one which says firstborn, and there's another one which people are scheming it out to say Vostroyan. Sorry if I butchered that once again. And then desert-born auto gun / las gun is what we're thinking. Now the other two is there's an eviscerator. There's a like a two-handed force sword that people are thinking just because it looks longer than the original one, unless it's just an insignia for the first force sword with a different achievement or however that is. And then there's a chain axe, which was kind of interesting, I guess. And a force club, which people don't exactly know what it is. They're trying to speculate it. It looks like a club. I'm thinking maybe it's an alternate for an orgryn weapon. That's what I think it is, but we don't exactly know. Obviously, you know, there's the shovels, all the pre-launch weapons were in there, you know, that's expected. But I don't exactly know what that's supposed to be. What I'm really excited for is the melta guns. I really want to see how the melta guns are going to work and see if they're just going to obliterate enemies in game. That would be absolutely crazy. I would just love to see that. I think that would just be freaking awesome if you could come and just be like and just literally just melt everyone. Yeah, so the two-handed force sword is like it looks kind of like a cleaver kind of weapon almost. So I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what that is. And if we get a force club, I think that would be pretty cool. But at the same time, I think they'd give it to orgryn, which would actually make much more sense. So now, the other big thing is the use of weapons. So they talked about this, and they showed off a few different things. So every class, excluding orgryn, yeah, sorry orgryn players, will be able to use almost every weapon. So obviously, if you're not a psyker, you can't use the force sword or force club or whatever, if that's in the game. But you will be able to use, you know, like the starter sword, which is like a little slash. Oh, and you can't use the staff, obviously, as a psyker. I mean, no, I meant as a sharpshooter, you can't use the staff. Makes sense. It's a psyker weapon. You can't use psychonetic powers. However, the psyker can use the lasgun. This was showed off. A psyker can use a lasgun. A psyker can use a pistol. A psyker can use a shotgun, an auto rifle, all the guns. Now, I think there are going to be a few guns that are going to be specific to the sharpshooter and a melee weapon, I believe, and then one specific to zealot. But most of them you will be able to use on any class. So, like, you know, the one, you know, sword can be, I can use a cutlass on a psyker, I can use a cutlass on the sharpshooter and the zealot. The only exception to this is the orgryn. He gets his own set of weapons, and in my opinion, I like this, but I also don't, because it limits orgryn players. Because if you pick a psyker, zealot, or sharpshooter, the amount of weapons and guns you get to use is much bigger. But when you go to orgryn, you only get to choose from like 5, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, he's an orgryn. He has his own abilities. He's huge. He's massive. He's buff. I mean, he's a literal Chad, so like it makes sense. But like, I just, you know, maybe they could have given us some equivalent for it, but, you know, they didn't. So it's whatever, but I still think it's awesome, you know. So the last thing that we did get in the orgryn reveal trailer, which was pretty recent, I think it came out, I want to say, what, a couple days ago? I think, let me check real quick. Yeah, okay, the 22nd, so about 6 days ago, and, you know, my math is wrong, but they showed off orgryn with a shield. And this is actually really hype. I did not think we were going to get this, because Darktide is very shoot-based focused and melee-based focused, and he's the first class that we've seen so far out of all the weapons I revealed, and I'm assuming not all the weapons are in the leaked list. So I'm really excited for this. A orgryn shield. It looks freaking sick. You're just gonna come in and just body people with this thing, and it looks so dope. I think it would be kind of dope if we could get like dual orgryn shields. Now, I highly doubt. I don't think we're actually gonna get that. If we got that, that would be actually insane. But I think it would be so sick if that happened. But I don't think that is. But the orgryn shield looks freaking awesome. We also got the claws he gets to use. He's got a grenade launcher gauntlet, and they did show him in the trailer with a shovel. So I don't know if he will be able to use certain weapons from like for example, like the zealot or whatever, or the sharpshooter, and then it will just make it bigger for the orgryn. I don't know how they're gonna handle that, but it's pretty interesting. And the other thing is the shield in place of a gun. That's what we don't know, because it shows him using a club when he's using the shield. And then in another clip, he also has a slightly different looking club. So I don't know. And he uses that same club with no shield. So maybe you will be able to like change them, or it'll be like an accessory slot or something. If it works like that, I think that would be pretty sick, because we are getting crafting with this. So if you could like customize and craft the shield and then have a weapon, that would just allow for way more skill and customization opportunities, and I think that would be just pretty freaking awesome. But I mean, we're just gonna have to wait in time. And lastly, they have not yet shown the psyker trailer. A lot of people really want the psyker to come out, and I feel like this is the class they're so mysterious about. They haven't been saying much about the psyker. They showed off the gameplay the first time around, and then they let us play the psyker in the closed beta, but every time he is last to get everything. I don't know why they want to keep him under wraps. Psyker was my favorite class in the playthrough. He was really fun to play as, managing like your peril and then trying to quell the warp. It was so sick, and your guys like crazy. I thought it was really cool though. You know, popping heads and brain bursting. The other thing they showed is a little bit of character customization, you know, just more in-depth character customization. Nothing too crazy. A little short story on the orgryn and backstories. So I think that's, you know, pretty awesome. But yeah, I am really excited for Darktide. and I hope you guys are as well. With that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in and checking out what I had to tell y'all, and I'll see you guys next time. Comment down below what you guys are most excited for in Darktide. That being said, peace out.